I'll burn this tonight. Look, I'll burn this tonight. Like that. Dad, what about this one? Can I put this in there?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright guys, we're starting to get our firewood ready here for the outside fire. I'm chopping on some pretty hard rock, so I'm trying not to swing the axe too hard. I could lay down wood and chop on top of the wood, but I'm not going to risk it rolling and hitting a rock and then denting my axe, so I'm trying to take in little small swings and just kind of feeling when the wood's going to split. So we got all the split wood. Toss that over to you guys there if you want to stack that next to the fire pit. And it is almost time, or almost to the time that we're allowed to have a fire. So we're just trying to get all of our work done right now. It did cloud over quite a bit, and it is finally starting to cool off really nicely. It did get a little warm there because the sun poked out for a bit, but it looks like we're back into the clouds. And like I said, I'm trying to not hit my axe into the rocks underneath because I don't want to ruin my axe blade. I just sharpened it and I really don't want to have to do it again.
We should just take pieces out.
Yeah, you can pull pieces out.
And then put them in the fire pit.
Stack these all nice and neatly over there.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
I've got all the stuff ready by the Jeep for supper as well. And I even made a little bit of a rack or a hanging organizing system in the back of the Jeep. because lately I've been running out of room and it's becoming very difficult to do cooking and have everything in the Jeep and just no room to move around. As far as hanging things and putting cooking utensils and things on the Jeep. So I'll take you guys over there and show that to you. Nothing special, but it makes all the difference for me personally.
Dad,
And
can I get some bark?
yeah, I think we're doing pretty good. You can take the bark off, yep.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll take you guys over to the Jeep and show you that if you guys want to stack that. And then we are almost ready for a fire.
We're putting the bark in there.
Yep, throw the bark in.
Fire pit.
Alright, so like I said, nothing special going on over here. All I did was utilize this storage rack by tying little pieces of string. That's it. I had a lot of spare time on my hands today with the extra help, so I figured why not rig this up. So I actually found 2 bolts in the Jeep that thread in to the side here, which gave me a nice hanging point there for my tongs, and as well as my can opener. Just put a little piece of string on that. So this does make a huge difference, believe it or not, being able to utilize the tabletop and hang everything up here and then have these come off when I'm basically ready to drive. So I can just undo my carabiner here and I can pull that off, and I can utilize this anywhere around camp or around the Jeep if I'm not needing it for this. When I'm cooking with that, I'll have a spare hook to hang whatever else I need. I even have a very interesting solution for a light. It's inside of the Jeep charging, but I'll go and grab that, bring that out and show you guys. Aside from this light here, of course, this is from Sawfern. Very nice light. This is the Sawfern LT1S. It is an extremely bright light. It has many modes, including flashing and my favorite, once you get it to turn off, because once you start going through these modes, it's possessed. It has a mind of its own. Yeah, see, it won't even do it right now. I don't even know why it does this. It's a great light, but I'm telling you.
There's a lot of circles here that will turn in.
There, okay, super bright, and then off, red. Okay, so there's like way too many modes in this thing, but it is awesome. One click off, and then when you click it back on, it'll come on white. Click it off, 1, 2, 3. And then if you click it again, see, this is foolish. Too many modes. And I can't push with that finger because I burned it. There. Now if we hold it, it'll go brighter or dimmer red. So this thing's actually incredible when you have a functioning finger and you don't have like 500 other flashlights and you get all the modes mixed up. Very, very cool light. Battery lasts a long time, but the light that I have figured for hanging up here, it's pretty awesome, so take a look at this.
I don't think he knows how to use his flashlight.
I don't know if he thinks he knows how he uses his flashlight.
Alright, so apparently the kids are making fun of me, and they're right, I don't know how to use my flashlights. So this light here, I do not recall the name. There's no name on it that I can find anyways, but it is a filming light. It has this little stand on the back that rotates up and down. USB-C charge. It can also output through USB, so it's a battery bank in itself. And what I've done is taken one of these small rig clamps with a ball head, and this is the same clamp and ball head system that I use on my fat bike, my dirt bike, ATV, whatever I'm riding with. This is the clamp that works for that. So I have probably 5 or 6 of these clamps. They work really great. So basically I've got it rigged up to just clamp onto this bar. I could put it up high or I could put it down low. I mean, I could clamp it to here. I can clamp it wherever I want. But the cool thing with this is it has a backlight, which I don't want. It has the front light. So the front light comes on. You can dim it down to off, or you could turn it on and press and hold and it'll go to warm light. So I know it's really bright out right now. You probably can't see what this is doing down here. It is throwing a ton of light. It's overhead light. I can even use the light as a storage place, right? So that's kind of cool. But I got my light, all my hanging utensils up here, a little bit of hanging utensils down here. So now I feel a little bit happier that I can actually function here cooking and not have to like fumble putting things on the table and it falling onto the ground. And spoon, knife, bottle, whatever I want is right there for cooking. So this is definitely an improvement. Now when I have the children with me, I have to have the back seat in the Jeep. When they're not with me, I can actually take the back seat out and reconfigure the Jeep however I want to. My plans were to build a actual shelf in there, but right now the kids actually really like getting out in the Jeep, so I've decided to put the seat back in for now, for the time being, until I can figure something out that'll work for both worlds, for maybe folding the seat up. I don't know, we'll play around with it. But for now, this is my little upgrade, and pretty happy with it. It's awesome because these are so simple to make, and they're transferable to in the tent, to around camp, to in a van, anywheres. I mean, I can put them anywheres I need to. They work really, really great. I'm also going to be adding a paper towel dispenser up here. Right now my paper towel is smushed flat. It's not round anymore, but I'm going to put it here so it'll be friction up against the railing, so when I do pull it down, friction itself will stop the roll from unspooling, and then I will have paper towel up ahead. Very, very small, kind of silly things, but I'm telling you, when you're out here, especially nighttime, when you're doing stuff, simplicity makes everything so much smoother. Alright guys, I've got the twig stove burning right now, and got sausages. We're going to cook that and add some rice to it. With the wind whipping around here, it just doesn't seem smart to light the main campfire right now because we're not sure where the wind's going to blow, and the tent is right there, so it's just not a smart idea. And with the wind whipping around as well, it's not going to be very efficient using a canister stove or a gas stove without a wind block, and I don't have a wind block, so it wouldn't be very efficient use of gas, I could tell you that. It would burn up pretty quick. So, got the twig stove here, might as well use it. If you guys remember a few episodes back, the big scar on my thumb, this is that stove. And in real time, it has only been, what, like 30 hours since I burned myself? So here we go again. This time I've got the Jeep and some tongs. So I'm gonna position these around. I did just put a piece of wood in there that's gonna flare up, but it's a dense piece of hardwood, so I'm hoping that'll add a little bit more coals than what we've got going on there. And then we should have a decent coal base to cook these all the way through. I'm gonna try and do 6. And we'll see what happens with that, because these do need to be cooked all the way through. They're already starting to sizzle, so the beautiful thing with this system is all the fuel is around us in the woods. Just trying to figure out a good way to get them on here, and I think I got it now. So yeah, we're gonna let that burn low and slow. Once those flames kick down, we'll just kind of leave it alone for a bit. And sausages and rice, I will be doing, the rice is already pre-made, so I will be doing that on the gas stove because that just needs to be heated up. But I think that right there is gonna do it. And they already smell really great. Really good. Just got to keep rolling them here so they don't get burned with this initial flare up. Alright guys, we've got our campfire lit and it is a little bit bigger than what we would like. We're going to let that settle down for a few minutes before we put anything else on it. The wind is kind of blowing all over the place. We don't want any of these embers causing any issues, so we're going to wait and see what happens there. You guys are all full?
Yep.
Supper was good?
Mm-hmm.
The sausages and the cheddar and broccoli rice was awesome. We do have other snacks we're going to eat inside of the tent a little later on. But for now, we're going to chill out in front of the campfire. I just got the Jeep cleaned up as well, so everything is squared away other than the little barbecue pit, which I'm going to put away tonight. And oddly enough, I burned myself again. The opposite 2 fingers from what I burned originally. Had to make it match, right? No, it wasn't on the barbecue. It was actually on a pot. I was heating up water, and I went to go grab the handle that had fallen down. And, yeah, well, they're matching now. Right?
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I only got a few more fingerprints to burn off. No, not fun. So we're going to enjoy the campfire for a little bit and maybe get out some marshmallows and see where the evening takes us. But yeah, I just want to get everything squared away before it gets total dark out. Alright guys, it is total nightfall right now, and Jasper is inside in bed with, I think, Boomer. He's not out here, is he?
Boomer's right there.
Okay, so Boomer's in and out of the tent right now, so just Brooke and I up, and we're going to enjoy this campfire for a little bit longer. Just loaded it up with a couple more pieces. It almost looks like the sky is starting to break. Once we get the light turned off, it looks like the sky is starting to break with clouds. So we might actually get a couple of stars out. We're not totally sure. But right now we're just going to relax and enjoy this campfire for a little bit longer. And then I think we'll head inside of the tent and light the wood stove and get a little bit warm. But we are going to be turning this light off very shortly, just so we can enjoy a little bit of this nightlife. Boomer was growling a few minutes ago off in that direction. I turned my headlamp on and my very, very bright flashlight. This thing's crazy bright. So just doing a scan of the area, making sure nothing's here, throwing some rocks in there, making some noise, you know, letting it know that we're here. And so far so good. So we're going to enjoy the campfire and keep relaxing, guys. Alright guys, we're stepping inside of the tent now. Campfire just kind of almost went out. It's basically out. We can still see it out this side window, barely smoldering. So we're going to light one of these fire starters, hopefully. There we go. And get this wood stove going, because it is a little damp in here. The night air is starting to set in, and probably only going to stoke this stove one time. It is full of wood right now. We're going to damp it down for sure. It's not terribly cold out. It's just you can feel the dampness in here. And we want to obviously not go to sleep in a damp tent with 3 of us plus Boomer in here. going to create a lot of condensation. So I've got my sleeping setup and the children's sleeping setup exactly like we had last night. So Jasper's still asleep. So we got Brooke and Jasper over here. I've got a little barrier of wood so their pads or anything's not going to bump in. They're way over to that side though. You guys slept pretty good last night, yeah? Yeah? Boomer's perched up on my pad looking like he's trying to smooze his way in there. So good luck to him. I'm going to be sleeping in these pants this evening, but one thing I do have to do is take my knife off my hip just to make sure I don't punch a hole in my sleeping pad. So one thing I'll mention, whenever I go to sleep, especially when I'm with the children, but I do this all the time, just when I have the children here with me, I feel a little bit more responsible. I have 2 knives in here. I've got a headlamp, I've got a high-powered flashlight, I've got the axe, and I've got the keys to the Jeep up top. Brooke, you know where those are. She knows how to operate them. So if anything goes bump in the night, I've got more than enough things here to protect. When I'm by myself, typically I only just bring my headlamp and my knife in here, sometimes my axe. But there's a lot of things to grab. You know, right now we can hear an ATV coming down this road. So it's not people that are the problem generally. Sometimes not. Mainly the animals. We are situated on a road and there's a little fork here, so probably going to be deer coming up here. But you hear that? Yeah. A couple people on the wheelers hollering to each other, and it's late out right now, so this is going to be a normal thing here in this general area on the weekend. Very loud. People are out having fun just like we are, but typically don't get bothered by them. So we're going to damp this light down. Here they come. They whiz right by. The nice thing is where we are is actually nestled in the woods, so when they're traveling down the road they would have to actually look back to see in where we are, so it's really hard to spot. But I do have the Jeep positioned there as a blocker as well, and if anyone does come in, they'll see the Jeep and not crash into the tent. So I think we're pretty good. I'm going to be putting on a movie on my phone. Do you have anything on yours? No? I'm going to put on Jurassic Park, the newest one. We have no signal here, but I did save 3 or 4 movies on my phone. So I'm going to put on the new Jurassic Park. Maybe I'll prop that so you can see it too. We'll prop that up here and enjoy our night watching a movie and get up really early because we do have to be back in town for a specific time. So I'm going to shut this light off and watch a movie. We'll see you guys first thing in the morning. Good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful, crisp, and cold morning out today. So we've been up for a little bit now. The kids are over here playing with Boomer, doing hide and seek and stuff, and it is time to get out of here. We quickly lost track of time. I've already got everything out of the tent, the stove done. The stove is cooling down right now. Everything by the Jeep is ready to be staged. I just have to tear the tent down. So everything last night went really, really well. We woke up this morning and we had a massive mound of wood still left over. And we burned the stove quite a bit this morning, did hot bologna and oatmeal inside of the tent with some coffee and hot chocolate. Had a load of food, very, very good. Got the tent all dried out too because there was a bit of condensation in there. We all got warmed up and we're outside now, so I really quickly do have to get this tent tore down, packed in the bag, and make sure everything's situated so we can be out of here on time. That rally race is supposed to be already started. We haven't heard anything yet, but the person told us 8 a.m. and the map said 10 a.m. So we're getting really close to that 10 a.m. mark, so we do have got to get this down and packed away and get out of here. So I'm going to do this very quickly. All right, guys, we've got everything packed up inside of the Jeep. Just removing my my door holder. Getting real tired of reaching in and out of these Jeeps and the door slamming on my foot. So I've rigged up a little rope that I just connect to the bumper, holds it open, especially on hills when you're reaching in the Jeep and this thing slams on the back of your knee. Not a fun feeling. So we've got everything in the Jeep. Kids are buckled in and we are ready to go. This was a really, really fun adventure. The hot tent, the Jeep, everything went really, really well. And we found a new location to camp at in the future. We did stash the firewood off in the woods, cleaned up the entire area. Everything went really well. So I'm gonna jump in this Jeep, fire it up, and we're gonna say peace out, guys. Catch you in the next adventure.